fun fact,
Yes.
there was a Champion Christmas tree farm after my dad retired. He had some acreage in Kentucky, and we planted Christmas trees. So, yeah, I spent part of my youth planting those things and watching them grow.
You never told me the story.
I know, I never
This
have.
is, wait a minute, this is like a Hallmark movie. You had your flannel on, you helped the people cut it down when they came.
This life is
I mean, talk about bearing the lead.
Yeah, for
It's
real.
very Paul Bunyan, right?
Very Paul Bunyan.
I see it.
He is never beating the allegations that he is the most cheerful man in the world. So amazing. Did you guys know he lived on a Christmas tree farm? Because I certainly didn't, because he didn't tell any of us until, was that yesterday?
He's had so many errors. Yeah, that was
So many
yesterday.
errors.
It's his world and we're in it.
What a
He does it
man.
all. He really does it all. Speaking of Christmas trees, let's start with some good news here. You'll probably have no problem finding a Christmas tree, at least for this year.
For this year.
This year.
Right? So we're going to have to give them the bad news.
Uh-oh.
The recent drought could impact the Christmas tree supply in the years to come. We should have known this was coming.
That's so grinchy.
Mhm.
Terrible. ABC's Trevor Alt spoke to worried farmers, but also why one in Connecticut says he's really not all that concerned at all.
Okay.
Hey, Danny, so it's about 30 degrees here, and yet we're still under a red flag warning in Connecticut because it's been so dry, and the drought across the Northeast has been causing issues for farmers of all kinds, and that includes Christmas tree farmers. Here at Jones Family Farm, you see a lot of these younger trees that have wood chips around. They put them here to try to maintain the moisture. Their tree nursery has an irrigation system, but we're hearing from a lot of farmers who say it's going to take a ton of effort to keep their young Christmas trees alive for the future.
This doesn't seem to fit the modern spirit.
Like Charlie, this morning the Christmas tree industry is searching for a Christmas miracle.
Here we have a tree that just couldn't survive the summer.
Jeff Hill is a Christmas tree farmer in Pennsylvania. He says because of this season's drought and unusually warm weather, his youngest Christmas trees are not going to make it.
You can see the root system just doesn't go deep enough to get the moisture.
This is an issue for many tree farms up and down the Northeast. The mature trees ready for market are generally in good condition, but the trees that have just been planted are not growing, and it could cause a massive shortage in years to come.
It takes about 7 years for a Christmas tree to get from when they plant it to the size for sale.
Steve Wagner works at a tree farm in Hadley, Massachusetts.
Older trees, because they have generally an established root system, you don't need to water them as much. It's the younger trees that have, just a very small root system that you got to be very careful of.
Still, many farmers like Jamie Jones in Shelton, Connecticut say it still is possible to keep the new trees healthy, but it does require a lot of care and effort.
I really see no reason as of right now to be concerned about a tree shortage either this year or in the future. Here and now, plenty of trees, just paying extra attention to make sure it's got plenty of water.
And here in Connecticut, where it's about 30 degrees, we're still under a red flag warning because of the drought. It is just incredibly dry. Now, Jones Family Farms, where we are right now, they've been growing trees for about 100 years, so they have made some adjustments. They put wood chips around a lot of these young trees to make sure that they maintain moisture, and their Christmas tree nursery has an irrigation system, but it's going to take a ton of effort from farmers of all kinds to make sure their young trees are able to survive. Trevor Alt, ABC News, Shelton, Connecticut.
Oh, look at that little guy. Reminds me of the tree that you...
That is the farm that I went to, Jones Family Farm in Shelton, Connecticut, last
Like
year.
you were there, yes.
And it's just incredible. Truly decades of work go into these
Yeah.
large trees. And even the tiny ones, right? The one he just showed us is
God.
probably a couple years worth of work. And yes, if you remember last year, I got myself a
It
baby
was about
elf
that
tree.
size. It was
I did.
horrible.
And then I took Metro North all the way home with a baby elf tree.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Just a lady with a Christmas tree.
So cute.
Love seeing that story there for Trevor. Want to get you outside because we've got some weather to talk about.